The year is 2040. It's not a distant sci-fi fantasy. It's just around the corner. The world ahead isn't a simple upgrade. It's a radical transformation. Human and machine, physical and digital, reality and simulation, all merging into something new. The seeds of this future are already sprouting, in labs, in code, in the dreams of visionaries. By 2040, you might live in a digital world and never leave your home again. Welcome to the dawn of a new reality. Imagine waking up in the year 2040. The sun streams through your window, adjusting automatically to your optimal light level, but something is different, and your thoughts instantly connect you seamlessly, effortlessly. It's not just about checking your email or sending a message. To your home, controlling every aspect of your environment with a mere intention. The temperature adjusts, the coffee brews, and your schedule appears before you, all orchestrated by the power of your mind, your work, transforming the very nature of productivity and collaboration. Imagine brainstorming sessions where ideas flow directly from mind to mind, bypassing the limitations of language. Your world. A world where the digital and physical realms are indistinguishable, where your thoughts become reality with unprecedented speed and precision. Brain-computer interfaces, BCIs, are as common as smartphones. They're integrated into our lives, our clothes, even our bodies, becoming an invisible extension of our own consciousness. No more keyboards or screens. The clunky interfaces of the past are relics of a bygone era. You control everything with your mind. Navigation, communication, creation, all flow directly from your thoughts, unburdened by physical limitations. Artists create from pure imagination, sculpting masterpieces directly from the ether, their minds the only canvas they need. Musicians compose symphonies in their heads, translating their inner melodies into breathtaking auditory experiences that resonate with the soul. Engineers design with a thought, constructing complex structures and intricate machines with the effortless grace of a mental blueprint. The line between intention and action disappears. The world responds instantly to your will, blurring the boundaries between thought and reality. But if your mind is online, constantly connected to the vast network of information and experience, where does privacy end? What safeguards are in place to protect the sanctity of your thoughts, the innermost workings of your mind? Could your thoughts be hacked? Could malicious actors infiltrate your mind, manipulating your perceptions, stealing your ideas, or even controlling your actions? The pressure to upgrade your brain, to constantly enhance your cognitive abilities and stay ahead of the curve, just to keep up with the ever-accelerating pace of technological advancement, could be overwhelming. The constant influx of information, the relentless demand for optimization, could push individuals to the brink of mental exhaustion. A new divide emerges, the enhanced, those who have embraced the potential of BCIs to augment their intelligence and capabilities, versus the natural, those who choose to remain untouched by technology, clinging to the purity of their unaugmented minds. How do we regulate mind-reading tech? What legal frameworks are necessary to protect individuals from the potential abuses of this powerful technology? Who gets access? Will BCIs be available to all, or will they become a privilege reserved for the wealthy and powerful, further exacerbating existing inequalities? The promise is godlike creativity, the ability to manifest your wildest dreams and unlock the full potential of human imagination. But the risks are unprecedented. The potential for misuse, the ethical dilemmas, and the societal implications are vast and largely unknown. In 2040, as we stand on the cusp of this transformative technology, the debate isn't if BCIs will become a reality, but how we'll live with BCIs, how we can harness their incredible potential while mitigating the inherent risks, ensuring a future where technology empowers humanity rather than enslaving it. In a world drowning in data, AI steps in to govern. Imagine an algorithm that manages resources, predicts crises, and optimizes cities in real time. AI could eliminate corruption, bias, and inefficiency, at least in theory. But who programs the AI? Whose values are encoded? What if the most logical solution is morally unacceptable? If an AI policy fails, who's responsible? The coder, the politician, or the machine? The dream is a data-driven utopia. The danger is algorithmic authoritarianism. By 2040, the question isn't if AI will govern, but how much control we're willing to give. The year is 2040. The world has changed dramatically. Climate refugees number in the hundreds of millions, displaced by rising sea levels, desertification, and extreme weather events. Coastal cities are largely abandoned, and fertile lands have turned barren. The scale of human displacement is unprecedented in history. Rising seas and relentless, unforgiving heat force mass migrations, pushing populations from their ancestral homes in search of habitable lands and dwindling resources. Borders become increasingly militarized and humanitarian crises escalate, straining nations and igniting conflict over water, arable land, and access to dwindling resources. International cooperation falters as countries prioritize their own survival. The geopolitical landscape is reshaped by climate-induced instability. In desperation, humanity turns to geoengineering, a last-ditch effort to avert catastrophic climate change. Bold and controversial schemes are proposed and implemented on a global scale. Giant machines are deployed to control the weather, attempting to manipulate atmospheric processes and reflect sunlight back into space. Fleets of specialized ships brighten clouds, increasing their reflectivity and reducing the amount of solar radiation absorbed by the Earth. High-altitude planes inject aerosols into the stratosphere, creating a global haze that mimics the cooling effect of volcanic eruptions. Massive industrial facilities suck carbon directly from the air, attempting to reverse the buildup of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. The power to cool the planet, to manipulate global climate systems, is seductive and profoundly dangerous. The potential for unintended consequences looms large. One nation's fix, implemented unilaterally, could trigger drought in another, disrupting weather patterns and agricultural systems across entire continents. Ocean fertilization, stratospheric aerosols, each carries risks we barely understand, potentially disrupting ecosystems and altering regional climates in unpredictable ways. Geoengineering could become a weapon, a tool of geopolitical leverage, or even a means of waging climate warfare, as much as a solution, creating new vulnerabilities and exacerbating existing inequalities. The law of unintended consequences looms large, threatening to unleash a cascade of unforeseen and potentially catastrophic effects. Who controls the global thermostat? Who decides what the optimal climate should be, and for whom? In trying to save the world with the best of intentions and the most advanced technology, we might break it, unleashing a chain of events that leads to irreversible environmental damage. The climate crisis will force choices, difficult and agonizing choices we're barely ready to imagine, choices that will determine the fate of humanity and the future of our planet. In 2040, your workplace might be a server, not a city. The metaverse is a parallel world. Work, school, and life happen in immersive digital realms. Avatars are your identity. Digital assets are real wealth. Virtual companies, real profits, and digital real estate rivaling physical cities. Education is hands-on in VR, surgery, history, anything you can imagine. But as society moves online, physical spaces may hollow out. Mega corporations rule these worlds, setting laws and controlling lives. Digital rights and freedoms become the new civil rights battle. The line between real and virtual blurs, and the stakes are everything. The future economy is as much code as concrete. Fusion energy, the power of the stars, finally arrives. By 2040, the first commercial fusion plants come online. Clean, limitless energy could end the energy crisis and redraw the geopolitical map. Desalination, carbon capture, and cheap manufacturing become possible at scale. Space travel accelerates with fusion-powered rockets. But building and scaling fusion is a colossal challenge. The technology is real, but the transition will take decades. The promise, a world no longer bound by energy scarcity. The race to power the future has begun. In 2040, aging is a disease, and we're learning to cure it. Gene editing erases hereditary illness before birth. Biotech enhances memory, strength, and immunity. Therapies repair cells, pushing lifespans to 120, even 150 years, but access is expensive, creating a biological elite. The rich live longer, healthier, and stronger, while others are left behind. Society faces a new divide, the enhanced and the natural. What happens to marriage, work, and retirement when life doubles? The dream of conquering death could create a new caste system. The debate over what it means to be human moves from philosophy to the lab. The future of life itself is up for grabs. The year is 2040. Imagine a world where the boundaries of commerce extend far beyond our planet, reaching for the stars. Space is open for business. It's no longer just the domain of governments and research institutions. Private enterprises are leading the charge, transforming the cosmos into a vibrant marketplace. Space stations become hubs of activity adorned with the logos of pioneering corporations. Private companies mine asteroids, unlocking vast reserves of precious metals and rare minerals. These resources, once only dreamed of, are now within our grasp, promising to revolutionize industries back on Earth. They build lunar bases, establishing a permanent foothold on the Moon. These bases serve as crucial outposts for further exploration and resource extraction, paving the way for sustained human presence beyond Earth. And they provide global internet from orbit. A network of satellites blankets the planet, delivering high-speed internet access to every corner of the globe, bridging the digital divide and connecting billions. The Moon becomes a refueling station, a critical pit stop for spacecraft venturing deeper into the solar system. Lunar-based fuel depots enable longer and more ambitious missions, unlocking the secrets of the cosmos. The asteroid belt, a treasure trove. It holds unimaginable wealth, waiting to be tapped. Mining these asteroids could provide the resources needed to build a thriving space economy. Mars hosts its first permanent base, a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance. This marks a pivotal moment in our history, the beginning of a multi-planetary civilization, pioneers laying the groundwork for colonization. These brave individuals are not just explorers, they are the architects of a new future, building a self-sustaining community on the Red Planet. Off-world resources could upend Earth's markets, disrupting traditional industries and creating entirely new sectors. The influx of materials from space could reshape our economy in profound ways and fuel explosive growth. The space economy promises unprecedented opportunities for innovation and wealth creation, driving progress and improving lives across the globe. New legal and ethical questions arise. As humanity ventures further into space, we must grapple with complex issues of governance and responsibility. Who owns the Moon? The question of lunar ownership sparks heated debates, challenging existing legal frameworks and forcing us to reconsider the principles of space law. Who claims an asteroid? As private companies begin mining asteroids, the issue of property rights becomes increasingly urgent. How do we ensure fair and equitable access to these valuable resources? The Outer Space Treaty is tested, its principles challenged by the realities of commercial space activity. Can this decades-old agreement adapt to the new era of space exploration and development? By commercial reality. The drive for profit and innovation is reshaping the space landscape, pushing the boundaries of what is possible and creating new opportunities for growth. Space logistics, the transportation of goods and materials to and from space, becomes a critical industry, enabling the construction of off-world infrastructure and the supply of lunar and Martian bases. Satellite repair, extending the lifespan of valuable assets in orbit, becomes a booming business, ensuring the continued operation of essential communication and navigation systems. And debris removal become booming industries. Cleaning up the orbital environment is essential for ensuring the safety and sustainability of space activities, creating a new market for innovative technologies. The final frontier is now a frontier of industry and competition. Companies vie for dominance in the space market, driving innovation and pushing the boundaries of what is possible. The nations and companies that lead in space will shape the next century. The investments and innovations made today will determine who leads the way in the coming decades, influencing the course of human history. Humanity's destiny is no longer bound to Earth. We are on the cusp of becoming a truly spacefaring civilization, expanding our reach and influence beyond our home planet. We are becoming an interplanetary species. Establishing settlements on other planets is no longer a distant dream. It is a tangible goal within our reach. The space race is back, fueled by both national pride and commercial ambition, driving unprecedented levels of investment and innovation. And this time, it's for keeps. We are not just visiting space, we are building a permanent presence, laying the foundation for a future where humanity thrives among the stars. We've glimpsed 2040, a world of mind-machine fusion, AI governance, climate engineering, and life extension. These aren't fantasies, they're already in motion. The question isn't if these changes will happen, but if we're ready for them. Are we prepared for the ethical dilemmas and new inequalities? The choices we make now will shape the world to come. The future isn't coming, it's here. What will you do with it? Leave a comment and subscribe for more journeys into tomorrow.